Thank you for joining us. Do you by chance get overwhelmed thinking about how to plan your financial security? Or maybe you have no idea where to begin? Welcome to Chit Chat with Gina, your host Gina Barbera. And today we have Jennifer Scroggins, who is a financial advisor with Scroggins Advisory Strategies. And she'll be sharing some great information with us today. Welcome, Jennifer. How are you?
I'm good.
I'm so glad we finally got to connect, and I really appreciate your time.
Thanks for having me.
Yes. So, how long have you been a financial advisor?
Well, let's see. I've got 30 years in the business, more years than fingers and toes.
Stop counting, huh?
Yes. It did make me feel old, honestly, in the business. But also, I think it points to a lot of the experience that I've been able to live through vicariously and help my clients achieve those goals and wishes that they have for their family.
When you say counting fingers and toes, so what year more or less? I'm just curious.
This is actually year 30. So wow. 1991, I fresh out of college, before there was internet, before there were cell phones, got all my licenses then and have been in the business since then.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's a big accomplishment.
Well, yeah, I mean, it is.
That must mean you really must love what you do for 30-something years. That's awesome. So what are some of the misconceptions of financial planning?
So, you know, I hear that all the time. When you think about it, I think it kind of makes people's hair kind of stand on the back of their neck when they go, oh, money, oops, numbers. I don't want to have to make those decisions, and I don't know if I'm going to ask the right questions and whatnot. Mm-hmm. And I think what people need to understand is we all offer about the same thing. We might have a different specialty in one area versus the other, but I think you have to think about it in terms of what are the most important life events that I'm going to go through that I need some guidance with. And a financial advisor does that. They help hold your hand through making those decisions to fulfill those wishes. That's it.
So you've been holding lots of hands.
Lots of hands, yes. Over 500 families.
Really?
Yes.
That's a lot of families. So when someone is working with you, what is some of the advantages of working with someone like you?
Well, you know, kind of tongue-in-cheek about the 30 years, I think it does, when people say, well, I have a lot of experience, I think what you have to know is I have, you know, of those 500 families, there's over 250 that I have retired successfully.
Oh my gosh.
So and successfully means they've not run out of money. They've been able to have fun.
Oh, so that's a good thing, right?
It's
to be
huge.
Able to have fun and still have money left to.
It's huge because when people come to see me, one thing is you really are financially undressing in front of a stranger, right? And so that trust, that confidence really needs to be there, not just from the person that you're sitting across the table with, but even your spouse or even your children or grandchildren, because we still don't talk about money. We still don't. And so living through retiring with folks or helping them through an unexpected death in the family, I've done that 250 times.
Oh my gosh.
So I can lend that experience to help that next person in thinking about the things that they may not be able to think about due to stress or emotion or whatever.
And you're able to step in and kind of help them, just make it so much easier. So.
Absolutely.
Is there maybe someone that's thinking about it, is there a time frame that might be just too late to start planning?
It's never too late.
Are you sure about that?
I am very, well, I'll tell you, most people don't come to see me until they're in their 50s.
Really?
Yeah, which don't count, but I am over 50. But they don't. We all know it's important. It's, I'll get around to it kind of thing. And we just don't. And I think what a lot of us learned this last year was life's too short. That we should want to take control of the things we can and do it now.
Right.
And it's not too late. of course, the earlier the better. It's if I look back to my 20s and go, if I had only done things differently, we all do that.
Yeah.
But it's truly just sitting down and picking one thing. I think that's the other thing about my industry is it is overwhelming for people. So you just focus on that one little thing and you'll feel a lot better about doing it.
So if someone is looking to, I don't know if it's hire or to make that commitment with the financial advisor, are there some questions that you might be able to recommend that they should ask?
I think one of the things that is very important is looking at that person's core values and what they bring to the table. Because it truly is a relationship, it's a marriage. You know, that you have to be able to look at that person across the table and say, do they have my best interest in mind? And will they be able to carry through with what's important to me? And I really take that to heart. I think, and I'm going to throw it out there, being a female in the industry is huge because it is a very male-dominated industry. And women weren't given the same chances early on in careers. And I think that's changed some, but we do find ourselves making a lot of those financial decisions, but not feeling educated enough about them. So I'm a huge advocate for that. But I think that the core values, you know, I'm passionate about what I do. I'm committed to the client. I believe in knowledge. Knowledge is power. You've got to have the trust, and trust is through the actions. It's not just, oh, you can trust me. It's proving that, and then integrity. I mean, those really are my 5 core values that I have carried through all 30 years of my career.
So how often do you stay in contact with your clients?
Once a year at least for an annual review, because if we look back, just think about how our lives changed this last year with the pandemic, right? Yes. So if you think about that, you've got to talk to somebody about how you're thinking differently moving forward. So at least once a year, again, what are those life events that I'm experiencing that I might need help with? Those that are retired, though, I meet with more often because life's new and exciting. Maybe we're spending a little bit more money than usual. So it really holding their hands through, not just the money. It is, I want to downsize. I want to live closer to my grandkids. I'm dealing with an aging parent who I need to look at a facility. I need to think about Medicare. I need to think about Social Security. So it's all of those things just creates more activity, more meetings to help guide that client through that.
So everything from Social Security, Medicare, you actually talk about and help?
Yes. Yes, I do. It is completely what we call comprehensive. It's looking at everything, kind of connecting the dots for the client.
Okay. And with also the pandemic, it's going to another subject, but because investing right in the market, but how has the market been affected by the pandemic?
You know, it's funny. It's stayed very strong, very steady, even through the course of this year. Uncertainty in the political environment, uncertainty in small business owners, but there are also other businesses that are doing well. What did we do when we got sent home? Everybody watched Netflix, right?
So does that mean that Netflix stock or something?
Oh, it went up. It went up. Yeah, people bought a lot of airline tickets going, we'll fly again someday, but the price is low today. So you just have to change your mindset. We're doing things differently, and there are ways to take advantage of that.
Okay. So what would you say to the person who, I guess maybe just a little bit cautious and not really trusting the market and being able to, plan? And I don't know, is there anything that you show people who might be a little bit more conservative? Is there a way for them to
Absolutely.
grow their retirement?
Yes, definitely. It's just like how we have to go into places and get our temperature checked everywhere we go. You're checking your financial temperature too.
Okay.
And I think we have to check it more often. And so I will do a very thorough risk assessment. You ask 5 questions of yourself. And I think it's important to review that every year because we're going to feel differently about that. So you're telling me it's not just the dollars, it's that emotion behind it. And we assess risk, and then I can provide products based on that. So that way you're comfortable at any given moment in time.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about, I know that we did an article and it was the B Suite, but you have these wonderful group of ladies, I guess, that you've partnered up with. Can you tell me how that works with your clients?
So I'm very big on kind of being that quarterback, that financial team and resource to other community leaders, my clients, business owners, you know, in the community. And so having kind of a common goal towards helping not just the client but each other makes things a lot easier. And last year it really came together because of the pandemic, and we were all kind of faced with different challenges. So sharing that helped us build a group stronger and to provide education to the community. So it's been really nice.
That's awesome. Are you doing any type of education to the community that you're inviting people to? I don't know, a seminar or anything?
Yeah.
Right now? I know that you were doing some things prior to the pandemic, but I'm just curious.
I'm a huge advocate in creating knowledge for others. I did financial clubs in person prior to pandemic. Then I started doing Zoom meetings for that. We also do a lot of community events, so drive-through. We're going to have a Fiesta drive-through.
Yes. When is that again?
Yes. Well, so the
June?
No, the new Fiesta day is June 15th, and we're going to have that here. Mariachis, margaritas to go.
Oh, my goodness.
It's
Well,
going to
have to
be
go to that.
fun. So, yes, I still do. It's just changed the way it looks, and I look forward to when we can do things much more in person again.
That's awesome. Is there anything else that you want to add that maybe I didn't ask you and you want to let people know about?
I think kind of getting back to, is it ever too late? It's never too late. Don't be afraid to ask. That all someone can say is no, but we all have a need. We all should get those thoughts out in public and tell each other what our goals are and make it happen.
All right, that's great advice. So just anyone who might be interested in getting in touch with Jennifer, we're going to be posting her information, and we just thank you for listening, and we hope that you have a great one. Bye.
Bye.